Welcome to the Power Packed Podcast. Please be quiet and courteous and silence your cell phones now. Be sure to grab some snacks and concessions, located in the lobby. And now our feature presentation. Prepare for butter.
All the time, wondering if maybe I'm losing my mind. Stepping out to the horizon and I'm me, or maybe I'm going out to sea. Maybe you should know by now. When I get back, everything will be alright. Seems like I'm out to sea every single night. I hope this old boat will stay afloat as we go.
I hope this old boat will stay afloat as we go.
Don't mind, maybe you'll sink or swim. Oh, I don't mind, maybe you'll sink or swim. Oh, I don't mind, maybe you'll sink or swim.
Hippity-boop-bee.
Oh my goodness, that is happy episode 53.
53. Happy Friday, all you rats out there.
Happy Friday. How was your, for once I'm going to be like, and then for this part, the people listening, they can tell us, even though no one's there. We're wondering, how was your week, Pack Rats? How were you? How are the kids?
Did you eat a
How's
lot
the
of
fam?
cheese?
Yeah, I did. I definitely did. I had a grilled cheese for lunch today.
Did you eat it like a rat? Did you kind of like hunch over and nibble on it and wag your tail a little bit?
I did, yeah. I didn't even use my hands. I just grabbed it in my mouth, and then I all fours was running around downstairs and like hiding in little nooks. Yeah.
And did your wife kind of spook you? And so then you like dropped your sandwich and scurried and hit your head on the wall trying to go through a crack?
That's exactly what happened. And and I kind of got a little concussed, and then I took a little quick concussion nap, and then when I woke up, had some melted cheese on me.
Fondue. I like it.
It was good. I haven't had a grilled cheese in a while, but I'm going to ask you real quick before we even get started. How do you make your grilled cheese? Because I always do 2 slices of bread, butter on both sides of the bread, and then I do 2 slices of American cheese because I'm kind of wild in that sense.
Yeah, I like to butter all the bread, and I like more cheese, and I also like adding some meat in there, boy. Like a slice of turkey or something,
That's the best. Slice of turkey, maybe some mayo or some mustard sometimes if you're feeling a little wild. But that's usually what I do too.
Yeah, hashtag team protein, baby.
Team protein. Get swole, get juiced. It's lime time.
Get that juicy sandwich, boy. Juice that grilled cheese all over your face. Man. I like to squeeze out, like, when you get a wet towel and you just both hands on it and you're squeezing out the water. I like to do that
very
with the
satisfying.
cheese.
Yeah.
Squeeze the cheese, baby. Squeeze
with
the
the
cheese.
sandwich that you just made, you just squeeze the cheese.
Squeeze the cheese out of it. It only works if it's still hot and the cheese is melty. You can't really squeeze the cheese out of your sandwich if it's cold, so it's a time and a place. But we are the Power Pack Podcast, the podcast featuring two boys, 2 dudes, and 1 friendship.
A friendship that is not mutually exclusive, and it is like grilled cheese. I feel like my analogy every week is sandwich related.
That's okay.
At this point. It's because we're always talking about burgers and sandwiches. It is like a grilled cheese though. John and I are the bread, and we butter ourselves up, and you guys are the cheese. You hold us together. So
yeah,
that did work. Wow, that actually worked pretty well. So
it was beautiful.
Just gonna go with it. Thank you.
I need to run something by the Mr. Josh Karsh. Okay, so we have normal episodes range from like 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah. And the Pack Rats have gone through a couple of these half episodes, which we record 2 episodes in one night because we miss a day. Mm-hmm. So this is a catch-up day. So we're going to be recording 2 small episodes. What is the name? Because they're a little different. There's no butter dome. It's just kind of a quick snippet. It's a half rat or something. What do we call these?
I mean, the half rat is pretty good. It's also a little morbid. We'll just call these the rat tail episodes because it's just the tail.
Just the tail of the rat. You don't get the whole body until 2 weeks from now.
These are the rat tail episodes. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, rat tail. Rat tails. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is our... Should we give him our little rat tail plan? This week is just I don't know. It's like when a rat, finds a couple grilled cheese crumbs on the ground and then he goes for it, not realizing there's like a whole floor of mouse traps in his way. And he gets
whole floor
caught in it, and his whole lower half snaps off, and then the front half rolls out the front door because right as it was rolling, the owner opened it up to go check the mail, and the rat head just went outside. And so then when they came back inside, they saw one of the rat traps was flipped over, and they picked it up, and it's like, this is just half a rat. So that's this episode. Next episode, we're going to talk about the Mandalorian, the other half of the rat. So
it's kind of like they found, I love that analogy, by the way. It's like they found, it's going to make sense because these episodes won't be connected, but imagine the person feels bad that the rat is in half, so then they get it and they sew it back together, and then it becomes a Franken-rat.
Yeah, so if you listen to both episodes back to back in one day, it's as if you're sewing the rat together.
Yep, exactly. It's like you're doing it yourself. There will be nothing, because you sew the rat together and it's not the same. So they're going to be different episodes, but it'll still be one rat that you'll be sewing together.
How fun would that be? A DIY rat kit, like you sell them at Michael's. It's just like because they used to sell those like beaded lizard patterns. Like I used to get them when I was a kid. Like I'd always want those. Like I remember I got a spider one, and you have the beads and the string, and you make like a spider, and I was like, this is cool. And it was like 3D.
Those are fun.
I have one of those with like rats and yarn. So it's like you have the rats, and you have to assemble them with the instructions.
So is it like, is the rat is it cut in half and it comes in a box with like yarn?
Yeah, and there's like maybe they have little markings on the rat, like insert needle here, and like they have like little dots where you put the thread, and it's kind of an introductory kit to sewing.
Yeah, but is there like a smell? That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. Maybe it's like a taxidermied rat. Maybe it's like taken care of. Unless you get the cheap ones, then maybe not.
The off-brand. So the Kroger brand rat kits, they have a smell to them.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it separates the men from the boys, especially when it comes to like sewing on merit badges. Like there was two types of Boy Scouts, the kind that I'm going to sew this merit badge on my sash like a man. And then there's the kind that are like, Mom, can you sew my badges? I was in the middle for a while. I kind of did both, and then I think I mainly did my own at the end. But a rat kit would have helped me. I'll tell you what.
It would have totally beefed you up. It would have been like that's a fun story. I like that. I forget that you did Boy Scouts, and that actually is kind of like that ties into one of our episodes where you were talking about the bugle, because that was in Boy Scouts, right? The bugle.
Yeah.
Nice. The bugle was my favorite, probably one of my favorite stories you've ever told. It's just so funny. But yeah, the rat. I don't know where we're going with the rat kit, but I do think, Michael's, Joann's, those kind of places, they could sell those and it'd be fun, and yeah, it'd be a good time.
Maybe we could like, I don't know, make a mock-up kit. Okay, so we get the rat part is easy. It's the packaging that I don't understand how people like do that. When you get a product and it's like, it has the cardboard and the plastic over it and everything's like tied in it and the graphics. I'm like, where do you get that done at? And how do you get to a point of needing enough to bulk order that sort of a thing? Like how do you even get started? Like if we want a rat kit, how do we get I'm imagining like a long square piece of cardboard as the base, and it has the illustration of the rat kit on it, and then you have the actual rat kind of like zip tied into this kit, and then you have like the sewing, and then you have like the clear plastic, the hard plastic that you can never get off with your hands. You have to like use a knife.
Oh, I was thinking that too. That like the plastic where they like rivet it almost shut around the edges.
Yeah, like how do we do that?
That's a good question. I think because I'm wondering what level can you get that manufactured. I know you can go to like Vistaprint and things like that. We could do the packaging like the boxes, but doing the actual plastic it almost seems like we need a machine for that, and we'd have to obviously have the rats, and it's yeah.
Like where do you even go for that? Like come on, Pack Rats, hit us up if you know. We're little entrepreneurs over here. We want to start selling y'all some rat kits to. I don't know. It's good for dexterity. Maybe it could be like in 8th grade when they dissect frogs.
I was thinking that, and it could be like that.
Yeah, you tore it apart. Now put this rat back together. It evens out.
It's it's funny because it's like they could be used for a science thing, but the funny part about this is it's not. I like that it's more of like a home goods, kind of like a fun, like like buying Legos for your kids, but instead you got Jiminy Cricket's rat kit. Yeah.
Jiminy Cricket's rat kit.
It's just like comes in like a normal enough box, and like you said, with the plastic packaging and yeah, it would be so creepy. You're like, oh, I got another Jiminy Cricket rat kit for Christmas.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be fun, yeah.
I think it could be like Tickle Me Elmo.
Oh yeah, it could be like Tickle Me Elmo, but it's you're sewing a dead rat together. So it's pretty much the same thing.
Holiday charts, top 10 toys.
Yeah, the people would be trampling each other in Walmart to get to the Jiminy Cricket's rat kit. Sold at a store near you. I think we should go on Shark Tank with this and be like, all right, it's fun.
Oh, what we could do too to show off our product, to make it glamorous and amazing. So, you could do PowerPoint, but that's boring. No one wants PowerPoint. No. We hire a magician, okay? And one of us is dressed up like a rat, and he puts us in a box, and he cuts the rat in half, and then you hop out of one end of the box, pull off the rat mask, it's you. I crawl out of the other end, pull off the rat mask, it's me, and then we sew us together sideways. You. Yeah. And then we throw the product at him and just scream at the same time. We do the fingers 1, 2, 3. Rat kit.
That's because they want the good pitches. I mean, that's what they go for. They want someone who could come in and just wow them. And I think that's a way. It's like a demonstration art kind of thing with the magic magician.
Yeah, and the PowerPoint is a backup plan. We just show up a picture of New York sewers, be like, look, we have plenty of potential product. We just need you to help us get it out the door.
Just walk in with one of those storage bins, Tupperware kind of things, and it's just full of live rats, and you just open the lid and dump it out on the table. Here you go. Got some samples.
This could sustain maybe an order, but how do you plan on harvesting more rats? And then you click the PowerPoint button, and there's on Jumanji, the hunter guy with the big rifle.
Yep.
You have a bunch of people dressed up like him, in the sewers.
That's so horrifying. Especially that guy from Jumanji is scary. And the fact of a bunch of those in the sewers just hunting for rats, I think it's all the more funny and also scary.
I think it could be another good book idea. This guy who has a dream to be an entrepreneur, and it'd be in the pursuit of happiness. Have you seen that one with Will Smith?
I don't think I've seen that one before, or it's been a long time.
He spends the night in a bathroom with his kid, and then I guess the moral of the story is you show up to work, dress nice, you'll keep your job or something. I don't know. Do something like that, except with rats.
So Pursuit of the Happiness, but it's with rats. And so is this going to be kind of, Marvel Universe, they have all the different Obviously, it's like their brand of superheroes. Yours will be like rodents. So you have Possum King, and then you have the rat.
The Pursuit of Rattiness.
Pursuit of Rattiness. There we go. I won't be surprised if in a couple episodes from now you're like, all right, I've got 2,000 words on Pursuit of Rattiness. It's coming along great. It's gonna be the next hit.
Oh, I gotta finish my current one, but I do like that. A guy who wants to sell rat kits.
Yeah,
and maybe you find out he's like a distant cousin of Gary. Like maybe they meet at the end.
That could be. You got to tie them together somehow. You got to have the main rat character in Possum King, so that way it's like it's all in one universe. And then of course we have our collaborative book, Frozen Grandpa.
Frozen Grandpa, yeah.
Which I think we should tie that in somehow too.
Maybe we could do it like Stephen King style, like where he ties in things, but really in a weird way. Like
yes, like very obscure.
What was the movie with Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba, whatever his name is, the gunslinger, Dark Tower, maybe?
I don't know if I've seen that one. Is that Stephen King?
I think it's Stephen King, and there's a scene where there's like, I think a Pennywise sign somewhere in their world. And I'm like, oh, that's something.
Oh, that's fun. I was thinking that realm for Frozen Grandpa, like, you know how they're always watching TV or whatever. On the TV, there's a commercial for the Jiminy Cricket rat kid.
Yes, that's perfect.
So that could be enough tie-in for sure, I think. But yeah,
we just need to hire authors and like start this universe, our own publishing company, and just like just hire out these different book ideas.
Yep. And just have these like really prolific writers sit down and be like, okay, you got to hear me out. I know you've written real books, but here's my idea. And then just like, if we have enough of a story, it'd be pretty easy for them to do. So maybe that's the next step.
Well,
book deal.
Yeah, no, yeah, we just need it. We have some story. We have enough. I'll just give him the Possum King and be like, work off of this. This is what you're going for.
I can't wait for that. I found this cool subscription thing called Libby, and if you have a library card, you can get like rent free audiobooks through it. And I've been listening to audiobooks, and I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if when John releases Possum King, if there's an audiobook for it.
I was looking into that. I think there is a way you can do that. I haven't looked too much into it, but I think it's possible to submit audio for an audiobook.
I think you should, and I that would make me really happy, because I was thinking of how great, because I'm listening to some of these books and I'm like, oh, it'd just be so funny if there's this like very like polished sounding person reading these things from your book. It just would be so great.
I worked a little bit on it today, and it made me chuckle because it's one of those things where it's like he's doing stupid like mundane things, but it's like, I don't want it to be mundane. How do we spice it up? So he's at a train track crossing on his bike, and the train blocks his path, and so he gets mad and impatient. So he has a 6-pack of beer with him because he's going on a date, and he just lobs a beer at the train, and it explodes all over the train as it's passing. And then he hears a honk, and so he turns around, and there's this woman like disapprovingly glaring at him, and the husband's laughing at what he just saw. And so he gets mad at her and throws a beer at the windshield.
This is great storytelling right there. And it's like, I can see it almost like a movie when you described it. I'm like watching this go pan out, and it's brilliant.
He's just an ordinary guy with anger issues and a hate for possums.
Hating for possums, yeah. I think it'd be so fun if the book just keeps evolving. So the book's done, and then you can do an audiobook, and then some like weird producers like, this would be a great, like, they discover in the search of something new for a movie, they find it and they're like, this would be a great movie, and then all of a sudden 6 years from now, you're on Amazon Prime and you're scrolling through and you see Possum King. It's the movie.
So there's. I hope I can pick the cast. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So who would you cast, real quick? Just like the few main characters. Who would you cast for the people of Possum King movie?
Well, for Gary, it'd be Nick Cage, obviously.
Oh, of course. Oh my God. Perfect role.
Let's see. For his love interest, I don't know. What about let's see.
Might do some casting for it.
Ozark. Ozark cast. I have the lady in mind. Who is it? It's the Janet McTeer love interest. She's the lawyer in Ozark, the latest season. Or the tall lady from Game of Thrones. I forget her name.
Oh yes. No, I think that would be even better.
What's her name? The one who loves the guy with one hand. You know who I'm talking about, though, right?
I think I'm thinking of the same person.
The night lady. I'm typing this from Game of Thrones. Gwendolyn Christie, Brienne of Tarth. There it is.
Oh, is she the one? Okay, yes, that's the person. She's the one who also, she's in Star Wars. She's Captain Phasma.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to post that into... Where's our podcast content? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Perfect.
Brienne of Tarth. That's the one.
There we go.
That's the love interest.
That's the love interest. Perfect.
And then for Cody and Kyle, I would want Beans from the Disney Channel.
Wait, which ones? So who's Beans playing?
I think Beans would be a good Kyle.
Would be Kyle? Okay.
And then I'd want Shia LaBeouf when he was a kid to play Cody.
Oh my gosh. So you'd have... I think you should have them as adults, but they're playing kids, which is even scarier. So you have Beans and Shia LaBeouf. Those are two good roles. I think Beans is especially hilarious because he has like a big beard now and everything.
Yeah. Beans is he's like a biker boy now.
Beans the biker boy. Yeah.
I guess we could do a mini Butterdome because we do have a few things. Patreon. Thank you guys. Oh yeah, that's the one we have. Patreon. We have a new Patreon.
Ooh,
boy.
I forgot about this. This is a big deal.
This is a big deal. This is the biggest deal since the Navy SEALs. It is. I'm loading up. I want to see his exact name that he's using, so we don't call him something he's not.
Yeah.
Let's see. How do I look at this? This is a confusing website. Anyways, it's Gary Graphics. It's Mr. Squared.
Ooh, yeah.
It's the Great Gambino. It's
his name's the Great Gambino.
Yeah, it's Mr. Squared.
Mr. Squared. Thank you so much, Mr. Squared. I can't even believe it. Mr. Squared's been a very integral part of this. Not only this podcast, but also like food reviews and everything else. So big round of applause for Mr. Gary Graphics.
Yeah. Snaps and claps. And then I guess we have I just checked our email. We have a lot of emails from, you guessed it. So I figure
there's a bunch of them?
I see 3.
That's a good amount.
From Crumbs, and the rest are like spam stuff.
Yeah. Well.
So we can tackle this one. Dear J. Fresh, which do you think is best, Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles? Also, do y'all remember the show Rocket Power? That show should have won an Emmy. Crumbly Crumb. Crumbly Crumb.
That's a really good question. That's like really tugging at the nostalgia strings.
So it's Turtles or Power
Turtles
Rangers?
Or Power Rangers. I was a huge fan of both back in the day. Funny story is we used to watch, because I have 2 brothers, so there's 3 of us, and we're all around the same age, and we watched Power Rangers when we were younger, and we were kind of acting it out. So we were like, goofing around, like punching and kicking each other in the head. And then my mom was like disturbed. She's like, where'd you guys like learn that stuff? And we're like, oh, Power Rangers. And then we couldn't watch Power Rangers for a while because we were punching and kicking each other in the head. So kind of by default, I like Ninja Turtles because there's a lot of different ones. And I actually had do you remember Stretch Armstrongs?
No. It's
like the toy that you could stretch them out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll find a picture, but I had a Ninja Turtles Stretch Armstrong. It's my favorite. So I'm going to vote Ninja Turtles. What about you? What's your favorite between the two?
Well, you reminded me. Do you remember Street Sharks, that show?
Oh, that one is, yes. That is a great one.
I used to have a toy where like you would twist his torso and he would flick back and he'd punch. I used to have a blue shark toy of that.
I remember that one.
Yeah. What is my favorite? I don't know, because Ninja Turtles, I used to play like the side-scrolling game on like Sega, and then I remember vaguely watching the movies, and I remember when I was older watching the remake in theaters, and we were like the only teenagers. Everyone else was like little kids with their parents. Was it that weird Michael Bay one? Yeah, I think it was the gross, weird one. But Power Rangers was always solid, you know? The video game was cool, the side-scrolly fighting one, and those two goons at the end of every episode from the original Power Rangers with the ponytail.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I mean, can't beat that. Can't beat that. And the reptile that comes out of the ocean. You know,
yeah,
Green
that's
Ranger.
A pretty intense part, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say Power Rangers.
All right, so we're split 50-50. Looks like we're going to need some help from just pack rats to divide, because John and I are divided right now. This might even hurt our friendship if we don't get this resolved, so we need your help.
Yeah. If we don't solve this, I might fly over to Josh's house and take his dog hostage until he changes his mind.
Yeah. No, John will. And not only that, it'll be even scarier because John will show up in overalls and he'll dress my dog up as a possum and he'll be like, I do it. I'll
have an axe to his head. I'll do it. Get some possum
Then you'll
chunks.
get way into character and then you'll try to actually like kill my dog, but it'll run away. So it's all good. It'll be fine in the end, I think.
It'll be good content for our YouTube.
Yeah, it'll be really fun. It'll be funny. And then her other question is Rocket. I almost said Rocket League because that's a fun game. Team Rocket. No, Rocket Team.
Rocket Power.
Why am I'm thinking of Pokemon and Rocket League and Rocket Power. Okay, Rocket Power was a really, really great show. I liked how it was just like really, it was really radical, bruh. And they seemed like a fun group of kids I'd hang out with for sure.
It kind of reminded me of like if the cast of Real Monsters became people, they turned into the Rocket Power kids.
That's a very, very good analogy because, yeah, they looked really weird. And Ahh Real Monsters looked really weird.
Yeah, and there's like a skinny one and a large one and a weird one. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
it works out.
Yeah. I remember the episode when the lady was trying to do an impossible trick and the only reason she pulled it off was because like a rock flung at her skateboard and like tilted it. She's like, I did it. And then she tried to do it at like a competition or something and failed. And then someone caught it on camera, the nerd kid, and was like, don't try that at the competition. You can't do it. A rock helped you. And then she tried it and she crashed.
Oh, man. It's always the little rat nerds, like that. And that's just, because she got it. I mean, she went for the trick, and I know the rock helped, but I think she should still get the points for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody likes a snitch, I think is the biggest.
Lilo and Snitch.
Lilo and Snitch. That's my power packed wisdom is don't be a snitch. I just make it simple. Nobody likes them.
My wisdom, if you need a rock to help you skateboard, then maybe you shouldn't be skateboarding over rocks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, sorry this was so short, but that's what you get sometimes with a pack rat. Sometimes you just get half of it at a time.
Half of it. You just get the tail and the feet.
That's right. And take those 2 feet and scurry on off, and we'll see y'all next week when we talk about the Mandalorian.
Doom, 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 doom.
Thank you for tuning into our regularly scheduled program. Contact Josh and Jonathan at powerpackedpodcast@gmail.com. Support the show at patreon.com/powerpacked. See you next time, you dirty little rat babies.